The boss just assigned me to a 2-week-long business trip. I can't believe it. The timing literally couldn't be any worse.
Huh?
I knew I needed to message you as soon as possible. Man, I seriously can't believe this. Does that guy have it in for me or what?
Calm down, Michael. What exactly happened? When do you have to leave and where are you going?
Tomorrow to Seattle.
What?
I can't believe he'd send me away on a business trip when he knows my wife is set to give birth in 2 weeks. You're so pregnant it wouldn't be weird if you went into labor tomorrow.
Wow, this is all happening so suddenly. I can only imagine they must be struggling for manpower or something.
No, there's no doubt about it. This is my boss trying to screw with me.
Is he the guy you told me about before? Michael, is he still trying to make your life difficult?
So, it's like this. Chris, the head of my department, actually used to work over at HQ, but he got sent over to our branch office after making the mother of all blunders. The company internet systems were down for a whole day, we lost 3 clients, and the entire company was in chaos. His job title is technically still the same, but his transfer here was essentially a punishment.
You mean like he got demoted?
That word was never explicitly used, but yeah, pretty much. It was a demotion in all but name. What's worse is that anybody else would have probably been fired for doing what he did, but since he's related to the president, he got off with what basically amounts to a slap on the wrist. Or at least that's the rumor going around the office right now.
Wow, I see.
Apparently his young wife, who he was madly in love with, divorced him. Some of the guys think the reason he's being so hard on me is because he knows I'm happily married and is jealous about it.
I see.
Sorry, babe, I couldn't get out of this one. I did do my best to try and get him to send someone else, but it didn't get me anywhere. I don't know if I imagined it, but I swear he was taking a sick satisfaction in hearing me beg him to reconsider. Grr! You know how some people get off on power? Well, he's that kind of guy. I hate to ask this, but do you think it would be difficult to get your mom to come over to be with you while I'm away?
Sadly, yes. Originally, the plan was to have the birth at my mom's place, right? But what with her caring for my grandma full-time and all, she would have been too busy. Not to mention there would not have been enough space in the house for us all. She has her hands too full to be here right now.
I see. All right, well, in that case, I'll explain the situation to my mom and make sure she's on standby just in case anything happens. Hopefully, you won't need her, but it doesn't hurt to let her know. Thankfully, you guys get along like a house on fire, and she really likes you, so I'm sure she'll be more than happy to help out.
Okay, thanks, Michael. You're the best. And for sure, your mom's great.
Other than that, all I can do is try to get my duties on the business trip over with as quickly as possible. Maybe then I'll be able to get home a few days earlier than planned.
I appreciate that, babe. Don't overdo it, though, okay? You won't be able to be there for me or the baby if you end up working yourself sick, right?
Yeah, you're right. I'll be careful. Thanks, honey.
Well, if it ain't my favorite sister-in-law in the whole wide world, how's it hanging? What's it been now, like 5 years since we last spoke? Okay, I'll cut to the chase. I heard you're always at home these days because you're currently on maternity leave and 2 weeks away from having a baby. Not only that, but my useless, good-for-nothing jerk of a big brother abandoned you to go on a business trip? I guess I shouldn't complain, though, because it's actually a huge stroke of luck for me that he's not around. Want to know why? I just left my 3 little brothers and my friend's 2 kids on your doorstep. Make sure you look after them properly, okay? Is that Perry? Oh, wait, are you back in town? Did you move back in with your parents or something? Bingo. I divorced my husband and came back home yesterday. Huh? All right, gotta go. I'm heading out for drinkies with the girls. Hang on a sec. What the hell? Perry, what the hell are all these kids doing at my house? How can you expect me to look after 5 kids when I am heavily pregnant and ready to give birth at any moment? This is ridiculous. You know I can't do this. Perry, I can't believe you left the kids outside my house again. And you didn't even warn me this time. This is unacceptable, and I can't keep looking after them. Oh, morning, Fiona. I left the kids outside your house again today. I am begging you, you have to stop this, please. I could barely keep up with them yesterday. Within 5 minutes of letting them into my house, my living room had turned into a frickin' track and field event. I don't have the energy to keep up with 5 small children. I can't catch them when they run around my house because of how pregnant I am. This isn't safe for any of us. The place looked like a garbage dump after you picked them up last night, but I was so exhausted I couldn't do anything about it. And I just fell asleep on the sofa, a stressed out mess. My head hurts and my belly is so swollen. Don't fake being ill just because you're giving birth in 2 weeks. Don't forget, I gave birth to 3 boys myself. To be honest, I barely ever felt tired at all, so I know you're bullshitting me. I can spot a faker from a mile away, so don't even try it, lady. I'm not faking anything. Everyone reacts to being pregnant differently. Just because it was easy for you doesn't mean it is for the rest of us. Oh, that reminds me. I did ask my mom to look after them, but she has a bad back and can't get out of bed. Huh? My dad's at the house looking after her, which means they both have their hands full, which means you better not bother them trying to get them to save you, because they won't. You need to take care of this one yourself. Oh my God. Okay, well, good luck with the kids. Perry, no.
Hey, Fiona, how are you feeling? Are you asleep? Yeah, I'm sorry I haven't been messaging much. I've been super busy with these meetings. It turns out the boss didn't book me a hotel, so I had no choice but to sleep on the sofa at the Seattle company branch. He forgot, apparently. Who forgets to book their employee a hotel when he sends them away, especially on a 2-week business trip? Anyway, don't worry about me. I'm fine. A little grouchy at what a dick this guy's being, maybe, but fine. Let me know how you're doing when you get this, okay? All right, catch you later.
Fiona, sweetie, I'll be leaving the kids on your doorstep again today. Take good care of them, okay? Thanks, sweetie.
Hey, Fiona, good morning. How are things on your end? You haven't been replying to my messages at all, and to tell you the truth, I'm starting to get kind of worried. Are you still asleep or something?
Michael.
Whew, thank God for that. You replied.
Help me.
What's wrong?
Your sister Perry divorced her husband and came back to town to live with your parents.
She did what now?
I don't know how, but she found out you were away on business in Seattle, and she's using your absence to her advantage in the most wicked way. She keeps leaving her 3 kids and 2 of her friends' kids on my doorstep so she can go out drinking with her friends.
What the heck am I even reading?
I could hardly leave 5 small children out there freezing on my doorstep, so I've been bringing them inside the house, but I can't cope with this for much longer. My first thought was to reach out to your mom for help, but Perry told me she's suffering with some serious back pain and is currently bedbound. She says your dad's looking after her, so neither of them can help me.
How long has this been going on?
Today is the 3rd day in a row. The house is full of unruly little brats who don't listen to a word I say. It looks like we've been hit by a frickin' tornado. I don't know how much more of this I can take. I wanted to message you sooner, but I haven't even had a chance to step aside to use my phone. It's so chaotic. I'm worried one of them might get hurt. She's been coming to pick them up in the evenings, but by that point I am so exhausted I can barely move. I am at my physical and emotional limit. To tell you the truth, I have the weirdest feeling in my belly, and I don't feel too good. Even sending these messages now is tough.
Oh my God, no way! Are you going into labor?
What's this water?
Did your waters just break?
I think they might have.
I'm calling an ambulance.
Is that a good idea?
Of course it is. I'm calling one now.
Hello, Fiona? Your front door is locked and all the lights are off. Where the heck did you run off to? If you took the kids for a day out at the theme park or something, then that's great. I'm pleased you're finally easing into your new babysitter life, but I need to go home. Hello, Fiona, sweetie. Are you there? I mean, you can keep my 3 kids forever if that's what you really want, but I'm gonna be needing my friends' brats back, because their mom's gonna be expecting them home real soon. If you don't give me those kids back in the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna be in such an awkward spot. Damn it, Stacy is gonna be furious with me. Ugh.
If it's Fiona you want, she got carried away in an ambulance.
Huh? What?
Miraculously, she still somehow managed to deliver our baby safely, but she's asleep at the hospital ward now.
Michael? Is this my brother?
I've been keeping hold of her phone for the last few hours because I knew you'd probably message her with your crap again at some point.
What?
I can't believe you're back. How dare you treat my wife and baby so awfully? I'm with Fiona right now.
What the hell? Why? You were supposed to be away in Seattle for another 10 days.
I cut my business trip off early and came home as soon as I heard what you were doing to my wife, moron. I'd been super busy with my meetings, so I didn't have time to message her, but when I finally did this morning, she told me about how you divorced your husband and came back to live with Mom and Dad. I was also informed of the small matter of you continuously dumping 5 freaking small children on her doorstep every single day to go out drinking with your friends. Today's the 3rd day in a row.
God damn it, what the hell does she think she's doing? She'll pay for this. I'm her sister-in-law, for crying out loud. The least she could have done was tell a few little white lies to cover me on the whole kids thing so she could keep looking after them for me. Why did she have to go and tell you?
How is she supposed to look after 5 kids while going into labor?
Huh?
By the time she messaged me, she was already going into labor. I'm lucky I messaged her when I did because her waters broke straight afterwards.
What?
I didn't know what to do, so I did the only thing I could while I was all the way out in Seattle. I called an ambulance, got on the first flight home, and made my way straight to the hospital.
Oh crap, are you serious?
I was at the hospital within 5 hours of calling off my business trip, and that's where I am right now. Unbelievably, I made it just in time for my baby to be born. If that ain't a miracle, then I don't know what is. But seriously, Perry, what the hell is wrong with you? Do you have mental problems? Who in their right mind would dump 5 kids who haven't even been properly disciplined on a heavily pregnant woman ready to go into labor at any second?
Hey, don't be so mean. I thought Fiona was the perfect babysitter candidate. It's not like she was doing anything other than lazing around the house all day. And besides, I thought it might be nice for her to have an opportunity to practice looking after children. You might not think so, but it was my way of being kind.
We didn't need your kindness, and my wife's childcare skills are none of your business.
Gah.
Thanks to your kindness, my wife went through a horrible ordeal and is so stressed out you wouldn't believe. We could have lost the baby because of you. I'll never forgive you for this. You better prepare yourself for what's coming. This time you crossed the line. Hey Fiona, how are you feeling?
Hey Michael, me and the baby are both doing great, thanks. The midwife says we'll be able to leave right on schedule.
I'm so pleased to hear that. There's just one thing. Would you mind going back to your parents' house and not our place when you get discharged?
Huh? Why?
Don't worry, I already spoke to your mom and she says it's totally fine with her.
But why? Did something happen?
Yeah, you could say that. Thanks to my sister's shenanigans, a very unpleasant reality has come to light.
An unpleasant reality?
My head's all over the place right now, so I should probably dip out and take a breather. I'll explain once I've calmed down, okay? Your sister's gonna come home to look after you while you're at your mom's place. Perry is dangerous and unpredictable, and there's no telling what she might do. I want you to be somewhere safe until this whole thing is settled. I know this must be a lot to take in, but I'm asking you to trust me. Can you do that, Fiona?
Wow, Michael, whatever this is sure seems to have you shaken up. All right, got it. Don't worry, I'll be waiting at my mom's house.
I'm so sorry to trouble you with all this, babe. I know it's the last thing you need right now.
Michael! My boyfriend is your boss? Is this for real?
I'm the one whose mind is blown here, Perry. I had no idea your husband divorced you because you were cheating on him. Not only that, but you had another lover on the side who he didn't find out about during the divorce. My freaking boss. I nearly spat my coffee out all over the hospital ward when my coworker told me what he'd seen you guys doing in the office.
So what if I'm seeing your boss? I'm single now, so I can date whoever the hell I want to.
Sure, maybe that's true now, but it sure as hell wasn't when you were married to your husband and seeing two different guys behind his back. If you actually believe there's nothing wrong with that, then you're even more irredeemable than I first thought.
Huh?
Thanks to the grudge my asshole boss has against me, I got sent on a business trip to Seattle 2 weeks before my heavily pregnant wife was due to go into labor. As if that wasn't bad enough, you treated her like your personal daycare center by dumping 5 rampaging little brats on her every single day. And the reason? So you could go on dates with my boss while he went out to run errands outside the office. You disgust me.
What was I supposed to do? It wasn't just my kids. My friend said she couldn't meet her boyfriend if I didn't watch her 2 boys.
Basically, your friend's just as much of a scumbag as you.
Hey, don't insult my friend. Who the hell do you think you are?
Yeah, you're right. Of course the real scumbag here is you.
Hey, you watch your damn mouth, you jerk.
If the despicable lowlife who put my wife and unborn baby's lives in danger with her reckless, irresponsible behavior isn't a scumbag, then what are you?
Being unfairly treated, that's what. Don't be so horrible.
You've got some nerve to do what you did and call me the horrible one. Whatever. In any case, you'll be paying another round of compensation real soon.
Wait, what? Compensation?
This should go without saying, but neither me, Mom, or Dad have any intention of helping you. You're completely on your own now.
What the hell is this? Is it everyone gang up on Perry Day or something? Fine, whatever. You think I care? My boyfriend is a department manager at one of the biggest companies in the state, and he'll get me out of this in no time. Whatever poxy compensation payment you charge me for will be nothing but mere pocket change to him.
Yeah, about that. Apparently my boss is gonna get fired.
Fired? What?
You probably don't know this, but the reason he became my boss is because he got sent to my branch from HQ as a punishment for screwing up there. Basically, he was barely hanging on by the skin of his teeth. It really does take a moron of epic proportions to play truant to go on dates with your girlfriend when you should be out on company business. Even being related to the company president isn't gonna save him this time. Word got out when you guys were seen by one of my co-workers, and now everyone in our private group chat is talking about his impending dismissal. His days are numbered.
What?
I didn't know this, but apparently he has a reputation for being frivolous with money. He couldn't even afford to pay the compensation he was ordered to pay his wife, and now he's in mountains of debt to cover it.
Debt? Oh my God, this can't be happening. My boyfriend is gonna lose his job? Michael, no.
Let me make this abundantly clear, Perry. Neither me, Mom, or Dad have any intention of helping you out whatsoever. You made this mess yourself, and now you need to get out of it yourself. You're completely on your own now.
Oh my god. Maybe I can cancel this out with the child support payments?
Oh, yeah, that reminds me about the kids you kept dumping on my wife. You know, your kids who you seem to have no interest in whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, I was meaning to ask. No one told me anything. Where the hell are they?
As for your friend's two boys, their dad found out what their mom was doing behind his back, and he's currently in the process of divorcing her.
What?
As for your 3 kids, they're safely in the care of your ex-husband.
What the hell? Darren has the kids?
It's abundantly clear you're totally incapable of raising them, so he swore he'd take back full custody if it was the last thing he did.
Oh my god, you had no right to give my children to that asshole. Who the hell do you think you are?
Yeah, no, this isn't how this works, Perry. You don't get to treat your children like objects and then act indignant when those of us who are decent human beings get sick of your shit and take action. Hopefully, you'll learn a lesson from all this.
But...
Nope, I don't want to hear it. There's nothing you could possibly say that would take back what you did. It's just like Jesus said, actions speak louder than words. You're not my problem anymore. I don't ever want to see or hear from you again.
What? No!
Goodbye forever. A few days after our last message, my little sister Perry was disowned by our parents and kicked out of the house for good. Apparently, she got a taxi straight to her ex-husband's place. It was probably a desperate effort to try and get her kids back, or patch things up with him, or both. Unfortunately for her, her ex-husband could read her like a book. He knew she'd probably try to launch an assault on his house, so he made sure that he and the kids weren't there when she did. He made a few phone calls, and with that, she was bundled into the back of a van and forced to work in my mom's friend's fish factory. As for the compensation and child support she owes her ex-husband, deductions will be taken from her salary from the factory every month until she pays everything off. Given that she owes a hefty amount of compensation, her monthly take-home after the deductions doesn't amount to much. And on top of that, our aunt is fully in charge of what little money she does have in her bank account now. For my sister, who believes life is about spending money on frivolous crap and getting drunk with her friends, her new situation must have come as quite the shock. I'm not holding my breath, but I hope she uses this whole experience as an opportunity to become a better human being. Thanks for watching, folks. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to prove what a boss you are by liking and subscribing. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We can't wait to see you again next time.
You're Mateo's older sister. Your name is Angelica, right? I just thought I'd let you know that I got your phone number from your little brother, so don't be too alarmed. Oh, Flora, right? Thank you again for today. I know that today we were all supposed to be there, so I'm sorry for not meeting with you in person. I know I made a promise even, but there was nothing I could do. You should be sorry about that. I didn't even imagine that the sister of my man would be willing to meet with me over video call on a day like today. And that's why I am very sorry about that. At first, I was going to be able to meet you in person, but then the plane I was planning on getting on didn't arrive at the airport due to bad weather, and so I had to wait a while to get home. Is that what happened? Well, it doesn't matter now. I'm sure that you are a very busy woman having to handle all that work. So if you're always going to be that caught up in your responsibilities, you really don't have to worry about me.
Angelica? Did you really go and buy that ticket to Hawaii yourself, instead of letting me get it for you?
Hi, Mateo.
And I hear you went and reserved your own hotel room as well.
That's all the truth.
I'm so sorry. The reason you never got a notice from us is because Flora thought that you weren't going to be able to make it to our wedding and marked you as not coming on our guest list. That ended up causing us not to get you a ticket or a room, which left me in shock when that was brought to my attention later. I think that Flora was thinking you'd really be busy with your work at the time of our wedding, so that meant in her mind that you wouldn't be making it all the way out to Hawaii. I'm really sorry about that, Angelica.
Don't worry about it. I should have noticed something was up about that a whole lot sooner, but recently I've had a lot taking my attention away and totally forgot to check.
Will you be able to make it here for my wedding then?
My flight should be arriving there that morning, which means I'll make it to the wedding venue right on time. I've been to Hawaii plenty of times now for work, especially Honolulu. So when I get there, I'll know right where to go and the fastest way of getting to you guys.
Allow me to pay you back whatever you spent on tickets and the hotel later, please. I feel really bad about the confusion.
You don't have to bother with that. Things like that happen all the time, so I'm not blaming any of you for it. Now, thinking about this wedding, this will be my first time meeting with you after a year's gone by.
I mean, you and I call and text quite often, but I guess it has been a year now since we last saw one another in person during Mom and Dad's anniversary.
Because of work, I'm always away from home and all of you guys. And when it came to that day you planned out for me to finally meet with Flora in person, I had to do it over video call because my flight got delayed by a day.
That wasn't a big deal, though. Both of her parents understand that you are a very busy woman and that you're rarely even in the U.S. most of the time.
I plan to meet with them and Flora the moment I get to your wedding, so please let them know that.
Sure, I can do that.
What's this? Angelica, why have you come all the way out to Hawaii to be at our wedding? Flora? Oh, good timing, actually. I just got here a few minutes ago, but I was told by the lady at the front that I'm not on the guest list and that I'm not allowed to enter the venue. Well, of course you were told that by her. This wedding that we're holding today is only meant for family members to attend, and we made that decision from the very start of our planning. I'm aware of that, and I just so happen to be family of Mateo. Were you even listening? We only invited family to this wedding today. What? What makes you think that you're a part of our family and that you could come all the way out to Hawaii for the wedding? As my sister-in-law, you're not considered a part of our family, right? Mateo's getting married to me and will become a part of my family, but you are not a part of this marriage, which means you're not family, right? You're just a stranger to all of us. A stranger. If you want to be a part of a family so badly, then how about you find yourself a husband and get married into his family? We don't have any more room in this family for a woman like you to be entering right now. So would you turn around and go away now? Does this mean that what happened with things like the plane ticket and the hotel room were your doing? There were never any plans of getting you plane tickets to come here at a hotel room, right? I didn't forget or make any mistakes there. But I never thought that you would go and buy your own tickets and hotel rooms so that you could be here today. Are you really that crazy of a woman? You're scary. I knew that something like that was possible. You ended up growing up with no parents or any other family as a child, so you didn't have anyone to teach you things like common sense, right? Since you're just that mentally challenged now, I think this will mark the first day of you not being a sister to Mateo anymore. Huh? And do you think that Mateo would be all right with something like that? Do you think he'd be fine kicking me out of his life and no longer thinking of me as family? Oh, come on now, Angelica. Of course he wants you gone now. When Mateo first proposed to me, he said that he and I would become family. In other words, he's going to be cutting ties to you today and will become a part of my household. That's what he's been waiting for a long time now, I'm sure. So that's the idea you've come up with him? So, now that I've explained everything, you're nothing more than a stranger to us now. You aren't even invited to this wedding today. You're an uninvited guest that nobody here wants. Hurry up and go back home where you belong. Understood. Well, from here on out, we're just strangers to one another. Although when my brother proposed to you, I'm not so sure he meant he would be cutting me out and joining you all.
Angelica? Where are you right now? I got a message from you saying that you arrived at the airport, but you should be at the wedding venue by now though, right?
Mateo, I'm really sorry to have to tell you this, but sounds like I'm not going to be allowed to attend your wedding.
What? Why do you think that? You came all the way to Hawaii for this, so why would you say that you can't attend my wedding now? You're my only family when it comes to who I have left, and yet... No way!
I knew that would be the kind of reaction I'd get from you after hearing this.
Well, of course I'd be shocked and upset. It's because I've had you around all my life that I was able to attend college and get a good job. Why are you saying you're not allowed to attend my wedding now?
Have you not heard anything yet from Flora about this?
What? From Flora? Right now she's in her changing room getting her wedding dress on and everything. What would she know about this, though?
Could you please go to that changing room and ask her why something like this would be happening to me? And once you've heard what she has to say about me, you can decide how you want to act and what path you choose.
Angelica, I have no idea what is going on right now, to be completely honest with you. I guess I can go run over to her and see what's going on. Just give me a little bit. Flora, I was going to come in there to talk with you about something, but you seem pretty busy still getting changed, so would it be fine for me to just text you instead?
Yeah, we can text right now. What's up?
Just now I was talking with my sister about the wedding.
Oh, so that's what you want to talk about, right? She really is such a sly yet simple-minded woman, isn't she?
What?
I told her from the very start that today's wedding would only be for our family members to attend, all right? She wasn't even invited to come, yet she went out of her way to buy those plane tickets, book a hotel, and come all the way to Hawaii to try and force her way into the wedding. She really is such a mentally challenged woman, right? Whatever happened to people having any common sense?
Hold on a sec. Flora, was the reason you never booked my sister those plane tickets or got her a hotel room here because you didn't want her coming in the first place? You didn't want her coming because you don't consider her my family?
That's right. Once you marry me, you are no longer a part of her family anymore, so there's no reason to have her here now, right? And about that woman, did she really think she could just ask for everything in return after paying for you to go to a basic college or something? The right thing to do here is cut ties to her, Mateo.
I can't believe this. How could you?
Mateo?
Flora, this wedding is canceled now.
What?
I'm no longer getting married to you, and us being engaged is over with now.
Huh?
I was just with your parents a second ago and showed them the things you said, and we came to the conclusion together that this wedding was over with.
Why? You think I'm just going to accept this without you giving me a frickin' reason first?
The one and only family member that I have left, that being my older sister, was turned away from my wedding today by you. And that's why I can no longer marry you anymore.
Huh? Wait, what are you talking about, Mateo? When you proposed to me, you asked me to become a part of your family, right? That meant you were willing to cut ties to Angelica and choose me to become your family, right?
So that's what you thought. I guess I should have thought twice about saying something like that to a dimwit like you. Although I'm not sure that anywhere in those words I said was me also saying that I wanted to cut ties to my only sister, my only family, and go with you.
What? You didn't mean that.
I wanted you to take those words the way I meant them. What got you thinking down such a screwed up path like that in the first place after I proposed to you? And another thing, I believe that we talked about this before as well. The whole reason we were even able to afford this wedding venue at half the price in the first place was because of what my sister did.
Huh? What do you mean?
Angelica is running a company that imports different kinds of goods into the U.S. from countries all over the world, right? She has to travel all over the world to different companies to have meetings about making deals for them to send goods to her warehouses so that she can then sell them in the U.S. And one of the places that does a lot of that importing is Hawaii, from countries all over the world, but primarily Asia. One of the groups here in Hawaii that she's selling to a lot is the company who owns this wedding venue. And because of that relationship, she was able to rent this place for half the price.
Huh?
Yet the one person that we were all thankful for was kicked out of this wedding by you, the bride.
Mateo.
We are going to have a longer discussion about all of this when we get back home. Until our flight's back home, I'm going to go and stay at another hotel in order to be away from you and have time to myself to think.
No, wait, Mateo!
I'm not waiting. Goodbye for a while now.
Angelica, come back to the wedding venue right now. You can attend my wedding now. If you don't come back here right now, then I'm not going to be able to marry Mateo. I promise to regard you as my family now if you just please come back here. That way I can still marry Mateo, and you will finally have a family of more than just one person, right? Everyone will be able to win. Angelica?
Angelica? I had the whole entire wedding canceled. At the time, the person responsible for all of this didn't want to accept what was going to happen, but luckily, their parents were able to force the wedding to be ended, and our engagement to one another stopped.
I see. So you went ahead and got away from her. Even now, I'm getting call after call and text after text from her about how this is all my fault and that I need to come back.
I'm sorry about that. You can go ahead and just block her number now if you want. I'm going to officially break things off when I get back home and have the mental freedom to, but you don't have anything to do with her anymore, so you can just forget about her in general.
Understood. Then allow me to end things between her and I once and for all. That's right, you're probably going to need a lawyer or something, right? I can ask the lawyer that I go through for my company and see if he can recommend you a really good marriage lawyer to help you deal with Flora. Would you like that?
That would be wonderful, actually. Are you sure that's all right with your busy schedule, though?
All I have to do is give him a call and explain the situation, so it won't take time away from my job at all.
Thank you so much, Angelica. That'll save me plenty of time and mental strain now. By the way, I've gone and canceled my stay at the hotel I was planning on going to, and I changed my ticket to today so that I could go home now. Would you want to ride home on the same plane with me?
I see. I suppose I can do that too and find a seat on there with you. Let's do it. After getting back home, Mateo was able to officially call things off with Flora, with the help of the lawyer I got him in touch with and Flora's parents. Originally, there were talks about getting a settlement from Flora, but in the end, the only thing that Mateo asked for was that Flora pay for the whole wedding that was canceled. But even after that, Flora was still not willing to accept what had happened and would try her best to get Mateo back. She went all the way to Mateo's office building while he was there working and sat out front yelling and calling for Mateo to come back and talk with her. But when he continued to stay inside and not confront her, she ran up to the door and started to bang on it, screaming at the top of her lungs. Of course, the police were called on her, and within 10 minutes, they had arrived and taken her away in a cop car because she wouldn't listen to them and began to resist arrest. She even hit one of the police officers with her purse, but was lucky that they didn't hold that one against her as assaulting an officer, or else she'd be facing harsher punishment right now. Instead, though, she was handcuffed and taken to the local police station, where she would be held waiting for her parents to pay her bail and pick her up. Later, Flora's parents got her from the police station and told her that after doing something so ridiculous as that and having to pay her $5,000 bail, she'd be going to work for a friend they had, and a man which Flora called disgusting, who just so happened to be single still and looking for a young wife. She would work at his factory making minimum wage in order to start paying off the wedding fees she'd been given, which required her to gut and clean chickens on a factory line, something that I never thought a woman like her would be doing. However, a few months later, when she had finally paid off all the debt she'd been in, her parents forced her into a marriage with the man who ran that factory, whom, once again, she called disgusting. Flora, who is really regretting everything she'd done and wants to come back to Mateo so bad, is now pregnant with the first of many children that her new man wants from her. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hey, Melania, you still didn't wash the frickin' dishes like I told you to, did ya? The sink's still full of filthy crap from this morning's breakfast. Please tell me you at least vacuumed the place. I'm pretty sure you didn't because there's dust all over the floorboards, but I want to believe my wife isn't a complete failure at being a woman. Please tell me you at least did something. Wait a sec. Holy crap, are you for real? You didn't cook my supper either?
Welcome home, Donald.
I don't want to hear that crap message. You should be coming to greet me at the doorstop with a hug and a smile, you pathetic excuse of a wife. Judging from the state of the house, you've been asleep all day like Lila.
Yep, I fell asleep after putting her to bed from her afternoon nap. I woke up a little while ago and I'm just about to head out to do a spot of grocery shopping. I'll cook your supper when I get back, so would you mind running me a bath? Feel free to go in before me while I cook your meal.
Excuse me? Holy crap, are you being serious right now? You'd tell your husband to run you a goddamn bath after he's been hard at work all day? Do you have any idea how much I slave away at that company to put your frickin' dinner on the table, woman? You know, it's bad enough that you stopped taking care of cooking my meals properly and doing the housework ever since Lila was born, but now you're gonna start barking orders at me too? I'm the goddamn breadwinner around here, Melania, and don't you forget that. Why is it so hard for you to do the housework when you're home all the time? You seriously need to stop slacking and start fulfilling your obligations to me. I am the man around here.
Please, would you just give it a rest already? I'll be home in about an hour, so can this wait until then?
What? Since when does grocery shopping take you an entire hour?
It's going to take longer than usual because I'm carrying Lila. Do you really want me to rush and risk falling over with her?
Anyway, why the heck are you even going out grocery shopping at this late hour? This should have been done this morning. Maybe if you didn't spend all day asleep on the sofa and actually lifted a finger around a house for once, you'd be able to get things done more efficiently and not have to go out on late-night shopping trips. You're not so cut out for being a housewife.
Whatever, Donald. I'm going shopping. I'll see you back at the house later. Hey, Melania. Long time no see. Huh? Is that Kelsey? No kidding, it really has been ages. It's gotta be, like, 3 years since we last saw each other? Right, the last time I saw you was at your wedding. Oh, yeah, about that. Me and him kinda got a divorce. What? Really? What happened? Oh, you know, a bunch of things. It was just one thing on top of another, and eventually it all got to be too much, so I was like, nope, I'm out. First of all, we couldn't get pregnant despite trying for a baby for 3 years, so he started calling me infertile. And then there was the relentless bullying from his mother-in-law. You know, the typical stuff like throwing my cooking in the bin, forcing me to do all the housework all of the time. She basically had it in for me from the get-go. I finally reached my limit when I found out he'd been cheating on me. When I heard his lover was pregnant with his kid, I broke things off, filed for a divorce, and got a bunch of compensation from them both. Jesus. Oh, I remember now. I think you told me at the wedding you were planning on moving in with your husband's parents. But, wow, I never imagined things would go so badly. The thought alone of you going through all that crap is bad enough. I can only imagine what it must have been like to live it. It turns out his false accusation of me being infertile came from his mom. False accusation? So you mean he was wrong? Yep, dead wrong. It was kind of playing on my mind, so I decided to go in for a test, and it turns out I'm not infertile at all. My ex-husband never did get tested, so I can only conclude it was him firing blanks all along. But didn't you just say his lover was pregnant with his kid? In that case, who's the real dad? Wait, does this mean what I think it means? I can't say for sure, but I also can't deny there is a strong possibility. Holy hell. While it would be hella entertaining to find out for sure, it'd also be a huge pain in the ass, and to be honest, it's really not any of my business, so I'm just gonna let that train wreck unfold naturally. The fact remains that he did cheat on me though, so I'm glad we divorced, which means I'm officially single and ready to mingle again. Wow, a lot has changed since we last spoke then. I'm so pleased you were able to get out of that. It sounds like you were in a really rough situation. Thanks, Melania. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to go on about nothing but my personal life. Enough of me. How have you been? You got married last year and had a baby last month, right? Congrats, honey. Yeah, that's right. Thanks. I heard you at your wedding with just close friends and family? Yep, that's right. I saw you made a bunch of announcements in the group chat. I'm sorry for not replying to any of them. I was so wrapped up in the big, confusing, stressful mess with my in-laws that I could barely find time to speak to my friends. Oh, it's totally cool. I get it. Oh, sorry, Kelsey, I'm gonna have to go. Lila just started crying again. I'll message you again once she calms down, okay? Oh, sure thing, babe. No rush. I hope your little girl's okay.
Melania, I want a divorce.
Excuse me? Donald, aren't you at work right now?
I left early. You think our kid's more important than me, don't you? Fine. Have it your way. We're getting a divorce.
Listen to me, Donald. Wasn't it obvious to you that our daughter was going to become my #1 priority after she was born? Me and you might be able to look after ourselves, but Lila can't. She's totally dependent on us, which means that if I'm not here for her, no one is. To be honest, I'm kind of struggling to come to terms with the idea that you struggle to comprehend that our infant daughter comes first.
This is why I didn't want any goddamn kids.
Wow, what?
Thankfully, I was blessed with a stroke of miraculous good fortune lately. I'm remarrying my ex-girlfriend.
Huh? Your ex-girlfriend? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about my ex-girlfriend, dummy. Can't you read basic English? Apparently she divorced her husband because him and his mom were bullying her for being infertile.
What does that have to do with you?
Everything. If my ex is infertile, that means if I divorce you and marry her, we'll be forever childless, and I'll never have to put up with any more whining brats, and she'll stay loyal to me and nobody else for the rest of her life. Basically, what that means is there's absolutely zero risk of her ever becoming like you, a lazy good-for-nothing wife who totally neglects her duties to me in favor of a screaming poo machine.
Wow, I can't believe what I'm reading.
I want a divorce right now. I'm sick of our baby getting all the attention.
Have you no awareness of how disrespectful this is to your ex-girlfriend? How could you be so horrible?
The only horrible, disrespectful one here is you for ignoring your husband all this time.
So you're gonna make this my fault, huh?
I won't ask for any compensation. All I ask is that you agree to the divorce immediately.
Wait a sec, are you for real? You think you're the one who gets to file for compensation in this situation?
Of course I am. You're so obsessed with looking after the brat, you totally ignore the housework and your duties to me, your husband and the man of the house. No matter which way you look at it, the only one in the wrong here is you.
Wow, and you're gonna be big-hearted enough to not file for compensation from me? Oh, you're such a gentleman, Donald.
Anyway, I'm heading over to the county clerk's office on my way home from work to grab the divorce papers as we speak. speak. Expect to see me soon and have your pen ready. I want to see your signature on these papers faster than you can say good for nothing wife.
I see. I guess I have no choice then. Don't come crawling back to me when you regret it.
Wow, you're despicable. I had no idea you'd sink this low. I can't believe you're trying to get my parents to take your side.
Well, they do only live 3 minutes away from us. They rushed over immediately the other day when I messaged them with the news.
Gah, whatever. Just tell me one thing. You will be handing in those divorce papers I left you with, right?
I'll hand them in the moment you pay me my compensation and child support.
What the heck? Why should I pay you compensation? This ain't fair. And child support? Why should I have anything to do with the brat once we're divorced? I don't understand why you're doing any of this crap.
Unfortunately, I don't have time to wait for the day that you finally understand. So in the meantime, I'll be discussing things with your parents and contacting you through my lawyer. All you need to do is accept the result and reflect on what a huge jerk you've been. Who knows, maybe you could see this whole experience as an opportunity to become a better person. I'm not holding my breath, though. Melania, you have to help me. Kelsey, what's going on? My ex-boyfriend from high school is demanding I marry him. He's sitting outside the doorstep of my mom and dad's house. Wait, what the... Well, I don't know if it's really appropriate to call the guy I broke up with 2 hours after our first date my ex-boyfriend, but yeah. Anyway, it would appear this ex-boyfriend turned stalker of mine is your husband. Excuse me? I'm not sure I follow. Your husband's name is Donald, right? Yeah, sure it is. Wait, you and Donald know each other? Yeah, I guess you could say that. We hung out with the same group back in high school, and after chatting at a few house parties, he told me he had feelings for me. I was single at the time, and he seemed okay at first, so I thought, why not? But I went off him immediately when he started bragging about how awesome he was on our first date. He literally wouldn't shut up about himself. I told him I didn't think we'd be a good fit for each other, and things have been left that way ever since. Until recently, that is. I mean, I knew your husband's name was Donald, but I had no idea it was that Donald. Right, I see. I guess I did only invite close friends and family to the wedding, so you had no way of knowing, huh? I never included any pictures in the group chat announcements either, so I guess you wouldn't have known what he looks like. Apparently Donald knows me and you were friends in high school. He found out through some of the other people in our old group. After announcing his arrival to my mom through the intercom, he yelled at the top of his lungs, "I broke up with Melania, baby," on the doorstep. Thankfully, my mom managed to convince him I wasn't home, so he seems to have disappeared and gone home, at least for now. Wow, what the hell does he think he's playing at? Is it true you guys got a divorce? I still haven't handed in the papers, so we're not technically divorced yet. But why would you be divorcing in the first place? Didn't you just have your little girl? Yes. He wouldn't help with looking after Lila. He wouldn't lift a finger around the house, and he constantly treated me like crap for failing to live up to my duties as his wife because I didn't have time to cater to his every woman desire because I was too busy with our daughter. He spoke about Lila like he wished she hadn't been born. Oh my God, that's horrible. But still, why me? I hope you'll believe me when I say this, but I swear me and Donald haven't had any contact whatsoever ever since I broke things off with him back in high school. That's why I'm so blown away by what's happening. I see. Well, Donald did say he was getting back with his ex-girlfriend, but he didn't say anything about who his ex-girlfriend actually was, so to be honest, I was a little confused about the whole thing. I also have no idea how he managed to convince himself he was in with another shot with you after you were the one who dumped him and you don't speak for a decade. There are still a bunch of things that make no sense about his behavior, but I think I at least have a rough picture of what's going on now. I just don't understand why he thinks me and him are going to get married. Yeah, right. Hey, Kelsey, there are a few messages I'd like you to take a look at. Would you mind if I send them to you? What kind of messages? The messages from when he told me he was marrying his ex-girlfriend. Wow, he did it over message? I know, right? He's such a charmer. I want you to know that I had no idea you were the ex-girlfriend he was talking about at the time he sent these messages. Got it. All right, send away. I just saw the messages. Wow, I can't believe what I'm reading. I'm guessing he found out about my divorce through our old friends. I'd say that's the most likely explanation. Still, mistaking me for infertile because I don't want kids and bragging about how he had a miraculous stroke of good fortune and hearing about my divorce is just... I have no words. In my case, it's just a misunderstanding, but can you imagine if he was saying those things about someone who genuinely couldn't have kids? He only has to upset the wrong person once for his life to be in danger. Right? It should have been obvious to me all along, but looking back on our relationship now, it's obvious he never had the capacity to empathize with how people feel and consider that his actions might have consequences. We initially met through an introduction from both of our parents. But to be honest, I'm kind of pissed off with myself for not realizing what an enormous jerk he is. Don't blame yourself, Melania. Sometimes it takes a long time for people to show you their true colors. Don't be too hard on yourself. Anyway, I'd really like him to stop stalking me, but I'm not sure exactly how to go about that. I think the quickest way to shake him off would be to tell him you're not actually infertile. I doubt he'd believe me if I told him, so I think maybe I should ask his parents to deliver the news. Would that be okay with you? I know this is a delicate matter. Sure, it's fine. I don't see what other options I have in this situation. You can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, right? Got it. Give me a little time, Kelsey. We'll have this dealt with before you know it.
Melania! I've changed my mind. Don't hand in the divorce papers.
Huh?
However, there is one condition. You need to stop putting the baby first and start tending to my needs as your husband again. You're lucky I'm so generous and big-hearted. Can you believe you almost became a divorcee? I bet you're counting your lucky stars right about now.
It's too late, Donald. I've already handed in the divorce papers.
What?
Does your arrogance know no bounds? You really think you get to undo everything you said to me just because you found out Kelsey isn't actually infertile?
No, but fine. I guess I can get a little carried away sometimes.
A little? You don't say.
Listen, Melania, my mom and dad are pissed at me, and it looks like they're gonna force me to work at a real bad company.
Oh, you mean the construction company? What was their name again? Backbreakers Ltd?
Wait, what? You know about them?
Yep, your mom passed word on to my lawyer. Apparently they're a company that specializes in rehabilitating ex-cons, social misfits, and delinquents like yourself through intense manual labor. The plan is to send you there for as long as it takes to reform your antisocial tendencies and make you safe to be let loose in society among the rest of us. They have a reputation for being able to reform even the biggest scoundrels and lowlifes.
That sounds scary. I don't want to go there.
Oh, by the way, apparently your mom and dad are considering letting you leave once you've paid me back in full for the compensation and child support you owe me and Lila. Between the despicable, shameful act of you leaving me for your ex-girlfriend because I was looking after our daughter while we were still married, no less, plus the sheer absurdity of the fact that she was never actually even your ex-girlfriend in the first place. Not to mention the fact you acted like a goddamn stalker by showing up outside her parents' house uninvited and caused a huge scene while terrifying the life out of them. Your case was deemed to be too extraordinary and your behavior too unpredictable to allow you to roam free in society for a moment longer. Which means you'll be heading out to Backbreakers HQ to start your period of servitude either today or tomorrow. That's what I heard, at least.
Oh my God, no! I can't do this! You have to convince them to change their minds, please!
Huh?
Think about it, Melania. This is your chance to win me back. All it's gonna take is for you to convince my parents not to send me to this hell camp. Surely you can do that. I'm the breadwinner and the backbone of this family. You're not gonna be able to get by without me around to pay the rent.
Just because I'm on maternity leave right now doesn't mean I don't make any money, Donald. You seem to be forgetting that my salary is higher than yours to begin with.
Huh?
Anyway, this is such a pointless waste of time. I'm dead set on the divorce, and nothing you can say will change my mind. Plus it's already a done deal. I just got done handing in the papers.
You did what? Oh my God, are you serious?
There's no going back now. You made your bed, now lie in it.
God damn it!
Oh, look, a message from my lawyer. Looks like backbreakers are sending their van to pick you up and take you to your new life out in the quarry today. I hope you know how to use a pickaxe.
Wait, what? Today?
I'm looking forward to seeing whether you have the capacity for self-reflection or not. Who knows, maybe you'll come out the other side of all this a better human being.
Melania, don't do this, baby, please. I'm begging ya.
We're strangers now, and I want nothing else to do with you for as long as I live. Goodbye forever.
Melania!
Discussions were being held over whether my ex-husband would be paying me my compensation and child support in one lump sum or monthly payments. When I received word, he showed up outside his ex-girlfriend Kelsey's house in a desperate panic. Backbreakers got word of it, and within 10 minutes had arrived at the house and were bundling him into the back of their van. Apparently this all went down straight after our last messages. According to Kelsey, he was dragged away from her doorstep by a group of big, ripped, tattooed dudes while yelling, "No! Why me?" With that, the van rode off into the sunset, and we never heard from him again. As for my money, Donald's parents were kind enough to pay me everything back in one lump sum up front on behalf of their son, after which he was ordered to make monthly repayments with his wages from his manual labor at the rehabilitation company. To add insult to injury for my wayward ex-husband, Kelsey decided to file for compensation too. It wasn't a huge amount, but given the dire situation he was already in, let's just say he wasn't exactly happy about it. According to his mom and dad, he currently spends his days working 14-hour shifts out in the quarry beneath the blistering heat while being relentlessly bullied by his coworkers. I can't say I feel sorry for him. Do you? Thanks for watching, folks. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to prove what a boss you are by liking and subscribing. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We can't wait to see you again next time. Hey sis, I bagged myself a new rich investor boyfriend. Huh? Wait a sec, is that Zoe? You bet it is. Wow, I haven't heard from you in 4 years. What are you talking about? Are you drunk again? No, I'm not drunk at all. I'm as sober as a judge. I thought your husband was a top exec at a major global company. What was his name again? Godwin, right? If I remember correctly, you told me in no uncertain terms not to come to your wedding because you didn't want a fat, ugly cave troll like me ruining the atmosphere. We got a divorce. What? Why? You wouldn't stop bragging when you married him. I remember you telling me you were set for life after bagging yourself a highly educated, filthy rich corporate exec. Well, that was true until he quit his damn job. Oh boy. He kept bringing it up for a few months beforehand, but I told him there was absolutely no way I'd let him quit, but he still went ahead and did it anyway. He handed in his resignation last month. I told him I didn't need an unemployed loser for a husband and made him pack up his things and leave in the middle of the night. Wow, I can't believe how lightly you view divorce. That's only because you're ugly and get literally no male attention ever, sis. Marriage stops being a sacred, unbreakable oath when you have options. I guess it can't be helped, though. If I was a big fat cave troll like you, I'd probably take divorce seriously, too. On top of that, you're probably the brokest loser I know. Let's face it, you were always doomed to lead a life of poverty when you dropped out of high school to start working in that fish factory. I did warn you back then, but you didn't listen. What man in his right mind would be interested in you? The only reason I dropped out of high school to work was to help pay for your tuition fees at the college you desperately wanted to get into. And not of my own will either. Mom and Dad forced me to drop out, remember? We have to make sure the beautiful daughter can at least make a success of her life. Ugh, God, I can still hear her harping on at me in my head now. Aha! I've got it. I'll tell you what, sis, since I'm super kind and you're a fat, ugly high school dropout with no prospects in life and no ability to attract a man, I'll give you my sloppy seconds. You can have Godwin. I'll pass, thanks. You don't have to hold back, Rachel. I know you're desperate. Oh, I get it. You're putting on a brave face because the shame of admitting you actually want my ex-husband would be too much to bear, right? It's okay, sis. Really, you guys are a match made in heaven. A high school dropout like you and an unemployed, poverty-stricken loser like him are perfect for each other. I'm seriously done with him, so you can take him off my hands now. I'm already married. Huh? Wait, what? I didn't tell you because, well, why the hell would I? But I got married 3 years ago. What the hell? Also, I'm technically not a high school dropout anymore. With the support and encouragement of my husband, I decided to sit my finals and passed with flying colors. I'm currently studying media and communications at a top 5 university while working part-time alongside my studies. Wow, what the... Are you really? Whatever, I don't care about that. There's no way you'd actually be capable of bagging yourself a decent guy. He's probably some overweight dweeb who dresses in raggedy-ass clothes with no personal hygiene, right? I bet you met him at the fish factory. As for me, I can get any guy I want whenever I want him. You can't hold a candle to my beauty, and don't you ever forget it. Assuming you're not just lying to protect your ego, the fact you were able to get married alone itself is a miracle. So please, stop bragging about your bottom-of-the-barrel level husband, because to be honest, it's just plain cringe. I'd appreciate if you didn't insult my husband, Zoe. Anyway, after replacing that unemployed chump with my new high-spec investor genius stud boyfriend, the path to fame, riches, and the celebrity lifestyle I've always dreamed of is finally set in stone. I see. Well, that's great, Zoe. Congratulations. Sorry for stealing all the happiness. You really are the biggest pain in the ass of a human being I've ever had the misfortune of knowing. Hey, Eric, will you be getting home soon?
Hey, Rachel. I won't be long now. Hey, remember the venture capitalist launching a startup around social media-based web design utilizing omni-channel customer engagement strategies to leverage synergistic paradigms to drive holistic growth in an ever-evolving market landscape guy I mentioned before? Well, we just got done with our meeting about me potentially providing some funding. I'm on my way home in a taxi as we speak.
Jeez, that was a mouthful. Eric, I'm happy for you to just call him startup guy in future, you know?
Wow, sorry, I don't know what made me write all that. To be honest, I was so impressed by the guy that he got me a little hyped up.
Does that mean you'll be providing him with the funds he needs?
I did plan on giving him my answer today, but we were met with an unfortunate interruption, so we had to reschedule.
An interruption?
Apparently he went through a divorce recently. I'd like to think it was just a coincidence, but his ex-wife was in the same cafe we were having our meeting in, and, well, she stormed over and started yelling at him in the middle of our talks. It was so embarrassing. I felt awful for the guy. She must have overheard our conversation because after yelling at him, she started hitting on me. Can you believe it? She wouldn't stop harping on about how she'd always wanted an investor boyfriend.
Good God, seriously?
Needless to say, by that point, our business talks had been well and truly hijacked, so it didn't feel right to give him my decision on the funding then and there. After a few minutes, I guess he realized she wasn't going to leave us alone because he mouthed reschedule at me with a slightly traumatized look on his face before hightailing it out of there.
What about you? Did she end up leaving you alone?
I paid the bill, made my way out to Main Street, and hailed myself a taxi faster than you could say Psycho X. I could have walked home, but I didn't want to risk her tailing me.
Wow, I see. Well, that was probably for the best. By the way, you wouldn't have happened to find out his ex-wife's name, would you? She sounds batshit crazy, so it wouldn't hurt to know just in case she tries anything.
Hang on a sec, what was it again? Ah, that's it. I'm pretty sure her name was Zoe.
What? Really? Her name was Zoe? Oh, god damn it.
Hey, wait a sec. Didn't you say you had a little sister called Zoe?
Startup guy wouldn't happen to be called Godwin, would he? That's what my sister's ex-husband is called.
Wow, are you serious? Holy crap! I mean, seriously, holy crap, this is intense. It's hard to believe it could be anyone but them. Talk about coincidence.
Listen, Eric, so this is where it gets super crazy. My little sister just messaged me for the first time in 4 years. She said she divorced her husband and replaced him with a new investor boyfriend.
What?
Eric, my sister has her sights well and truly locked onto you.
What?
You did the right thing to escape in a taxi. If she found out where we lived, she would have been at our house every day.
Do you think we should tell her I'm your husband?
We could tell her, but I'd be surprised if she believed me. She's second to none in her ability to twist and distort the truth to fit her narrative. So I'm not sure exactly how she'll take it, but I'm almost certain she won't believe me.
Now that you mention it, I remember you telling me about this before. You said she has an almost pathological tendency to make the most absurd assumptions and misunderstandings about pretty much everything, right?
Yep, you pretty much just summed her up perfectly. The problem is, on the off chance that she did believe me, I think she'd probably start seeing me as a rival, and I can't promise she wouldn't do something crazy to take revenge. Once she was arrested and taken to court for stalking my cousin's husband, who was the president of a company at the time. It's like she just loses all common sense and reason as soon as she sees a man with money.
I see. Maybe instead of setting her straight head on, it might be better if we bided our time and waited for the right moment before telling her the truth and making our escape too quickly for her to launch any attacks on us.
Making our escape, huh? I see. Right, making it coincide with our plans for a month from now would probably be the smartest way to do this, wouldn't it? Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yep, bingo, we're on the same page. Honestly, I don't see any other alternatives at this point.
I'm so sorry for all the trouble my sister caused you today, Eric. I know this must have been the last thing you needed. Anyway, I think you should probably be careful when you're out and about for the time being. There's no telling what she's capable of.
Got it, I will. You be careful too, okay, babe? If she messaged you for the first time in 4 years today, that means you're back on her radar too.
I'm so lonely. I want to see my investor boyfriend, but I can't. Huh? What are you talking about? Like I said, I can't see my investor boyfriend, and I'm super lonely. Do you think that could be because you don't have his contact details? Sure I don't for now, but there is a way I could get a hold of them. It seems like him and my ex-husband Godwin are acquaintances, so I messaged him asking for his number. I don't know whether it's the pain of knowing he can't have me anymore, but he's being super mean-spirited and won't reply. Interesting. I see. Are you sure it doesn't just mean he's not interested in you? No way, that's not possible. There's no man on this planet who could resist my good looks and charm. One little suggestive invitation from me is all it takes for them to run in my direction. I always get my way. And in actual fact, my investor boyfriend fell in love with me the moment he laid eyes on me. And yet, in spite of that, he didn't even give you his number. Isn't that strange? He's probably just being shy. Please, sis, would you quit making these jealousy-fueled passive-aggressive remarks already? It's kinda tragic. A high school dropout loser like you had no chance against a college-educated beauty like me to begin with. Like I said before, I'm not a high school dropout anymore. Anyway, a person's value isn't determined by their educational background. A degree is just a piece of paper at the end of the day. When all's said and done, it's who you are on the inside that's important. Okay, thanks for the input, you pathetic sore loser. Anyway, I gotta get my new boyfriend's number as soon as I can. He must be panicking so hard right now. He's probably beside himself with worry after realizing he has no way of messaging me. Ugh, I give up. This is such a waste of time. Rachel, oh my god, what the heck? That was you I saw just now, right? That was you in the passenger seat of my investor boyfriend's Lamborghini just now, wasn't it? What the hell is going on here? Explain yourself. Oh my god, are you trying to steal my boyfriend from me? I won't let you get away with this. What the hell do you think you're playing at? Hey, If you know my boyfriend, you need to give me his number now. Godwin already moved out of town and none of my messages are getting through to him. If you have information on my investor boyfriend, then you need to hand it over, bitch. Hey, Eric. Looks like Godwin was able to move out of town without a hitch.
Yep. He bought a place with a big spacious study to use as his company office. He's going ahead with the registration procedures as we speak. I agreed to give him the money he needed, but since he moved out of town, I'll be keeping an eye on his progress from afar instead of the regular meetings we had planned before the incident. That's fine, though. I guess that's why video calls were invented. I've got high hopes for this guy. He plans to use the connections he made during his years at the major global company to generate business leads. If anyone can make this thing succeed, it's him.
That reminds me, my aunt told me something. Godwin's marriage to my sister? Apparently he was never too hot on the idea, but both of their parents were so aggressively relentless in encouraging them to tie the knot, he felt like he had no choice. To put it simply, he was half forced into it.
Yeah, I heard about that too. He constantly used to tell me how much he hated it and wanted to divorce her.
Wow, really? Well, I'm pleased that he at least got what he wanted in the end. Anyway, not long left now, huh?
Right, I'm getting ready to do my final packing checks on Tuesday. After that, all that remains is to actually take the plunge.
I'm a genius. I knew that if I did a little snooping around and had a few chats with your friends, asking a sneakily worded question here, putting out a feeler there, I'd be able to get a hold of your address in no time. I only wish I'd thought of it sooner. With your address in hand, all that remains is the simple matter of coming to your house and checking your phone to find my investor boyfriend's number. Yes, Rachel, my dearly beloved big sister, this means what you think it means. I found you. I can't believe you were right under my nose the whole time. I had no idea you were living in an apartment building 2 blocks away from me. Anyway, I'm outside. Hurry up and come to the door. Zoe, you keep referring to your new man as nothing but your investor boyfriend. Would you mind telling me why that is? Huh? No way. Could it be? Is it possible that not only do you not have his phone number, but that you also don't know his name? Well, it's hardly my fault. Anyway, I'll have his name today when I finally get his phone number, so it's not like it's a big deal. I know who he is. I know you do. I saw you in his frickin' Lamborghini. What I'm wondering is why the hell would you, a fat, ugly cave troll, and our parents' least favorite child, have anything to do with my high-rolling investor boyfriend? I don't know what kind of cunning shenanigans you pulled to bag yourself a ride in his car, but you need to quit being so arrogant and stay the hell away from him from now on, because me and him are madly in love. Your investor boyfriend is my husband. What the hell? Wait a sec. What the hell are you talking about? There is no way a broke, ugly loser like you could ever bag yourself a high-spec guy like him. You're pretty much at the bottom of society. With wealth like this, he soars so high in the skies of success that you're invisible to him. I don't care whether you believe me or not. I don't care enough to prove it to you either. We'll never see each other again, so why would I? Huh? You know, it didn't feel real until today. What didn't feel real? What do you mean we'll never see each other again? I'm outside your house, you idiot. That's nice. You see, me and my husband are moving to Portugal today. Portugal? That's right. We came here due to my work circumstances. The head of our Portugal branch handed in their resignation a few months back. My boss approached me with an offer. I accepted, and we've been making preparations to leave our old lives in the States behind and start anew in the Portuguese sun. I have no idea when we'll be back. So basically, it's a shame you put so much effort into finding out where I live only to find out we're not in the country anymore. But we already sold the apartment you're currently loitering outside of, so I suggest you go home unless you want a neighbor to call the cops on you. What? You mean you're never coming back here? Yes, exactly. We just arrived at the airport. See ya. No, I don't care if you go, but you can't take my investor boyfriend with you. You need to leave him behind for me. Rachel! No! As you might have guessed, my parents always played favorites with me and my sister, and by that, I mean she was their favorite while I got ignored. Thankfully, my aunt sensed something was wrong and swooped in to save me. She tried to save my sister Zoe too, because she knew that being spoiled too much could be just as damaging as being neglected. But she enjoyed being the center of attention too much and rejected my aunt's offer. With that, my parents began piling on the love and attention even more, even when she was misbehaving. Which meant she inevitably grew into the delusional, self-obsessed monster we saw today. Hilariously, she never did end up finding out her investor boyfriend's name. Oh, and I don't know why, but our parents divorced shortly after the events of today's saga. My aunt mentioned something about them falling out after Zoe divorced Godwin, but honestly, who knows? With that, not only did my sister lose her husband and her new investor boyfriend, who was supposed to whisk her off her feet and ride her off into the sunset like a knight in shining armor, but her family also disintegrated. I heard she moved to New York to find some other poor chump to leech off of because she's heard that's where rich folk hang out. But in the end, she started dating some shady dude who was wrapped up in a bunch of bad stuff. They started taking heroin together, and Zoe got into a bunch of debt to fund their habit. The future doesn't look too bright for my sister.